Good afternoon, folks. Good afternoon. Please continue to enjoy your lunch here, but for sake of time, we're going to go ahead and get started. Good afternoon. My name is Eric Carmacy with West Central Job Partnership. And on behalf of the steering committee, I'd like to welcome you to this inaugural event, the official public kickoff of Forward Lawrence. So thank you for joining us today, and thank you for your long-standing commitment to Lawrence County. I do want to inform you that this meeting today is being recorded, and we do intend to post the recording on our YouTube channel and other social media outlets here in the days to follow. With that in mind, I respectfully also ask that you please mute your cell phones and other mobile devices as we embark on today's agenda. Before we dive in, we would like to recognize a few dignitaries and special guests. As is typical of any important initiative, there are a lot of people who've worked behind the scenes to enable this effort, and that beginning with our elected officials. So would our elected officials in the room and all of our elected officials please stand to be recognized at this time? Thank you for your involvement and your cooperation and continued support. It's truly appreciated. In addition to our elected officials, we have a host of financial sponsors to recognize publicly as well today, all of which are named on the Riverwalk banner that you see behind me here. But I'd like to call special attention to our largest contributors, including USDA Rural Development, Appalachian Regional Commission, the Lawrence County Board of Commissioners, and the Lawrence County Industrial Development Authority. Our sincere thanks to all of our sponsors and contributors in underwriting this initiative. And finally, we'd like to thank and offer our gratitude to the many volunteers who've been involved in Forward Lawrence, including, again, some of our community partners who are listed on the banner behind me, all of our local municipalities, and individuals who serve on the Forward Lawrence committees, who have given their time and expertise in the early stages. It's been a great honor to work with you, and look forward to continuing those efforts as we join together and chart the course of action to move Lawrence County forward together. As you look around the room today, what do you see? Or more importantly, who do you see? I'll tell you who I see and what I see. I see strength. I see strong, diverse representation of our entire community, our entire county. Uniquely talented, passionate, proud, hardworking individuals who are invested here, right here. And for good reason. This is where many of us were born and raised. This is where many of us call home. This is where we raise our children and our families. For others, this is where we conduct our life's work. This is where we do business. And for others still, this is where we come together in fellowship, to worship, to honor, to celebrate, and to rally around those in need. We see this all the time. I see it all the time. I know you do too. Time and time again. That's strength, and that's something to build from. And the people in this room and people outside of this room are going to be responsible for taking it to the next step. I believe that what we're going to learn from today's agenda, Forward Lawrence, is an opportunity for all of us as individuals and as a community to shape and influence the future of this county. It's my pleasure at this time to introduce Gail Young of the United Way. Gail has graciously offered to provide us with today's invocation. Gail.
Good afternoon. Let us pray. Dear God, we thank you and we praise you just for another opportunity to pray. We thank you for this beautiful day and supplying all of our needs according to your riches and glory. Most importantly, we are grateful for your mercy that is renewed every morning. We thank you for bringing us together on one accord as we offer our talents, gifts, and resources together to help and serve these your people. Dear God, we ask you for wisdom, direction, clarity, and strategy as we move our plans forward. We ask your blessings on everyone involved and engaged throughout this process as we continue our efforts for the greater good of our community. Now we ask that you bless this food that we received. Let it nourish our bodies that we may do your will. We ask these blessings in your precious name. Amen. And now we'll have Alex McCoy.
Thank you, Gail. Good afternoon, everyone. Anyone who doesn't know who I am, my name is Alex McCoy, and I'm the CEO of the Lawrence County Regional Chamber of Commerce and Economic Development Corporation. My comments today are to address Forward Lawrence as a project and also to speak on behalf of the business community here in Lawrence County. I'd like to begin by sharing, of course, that Forward Lawrence would not be possible without the support and dedication of many individuals and groups who have been working on organizing this effort going all the way back to 2018. Many thanks to the individuals and groups who have contributed of your time, your talents and treasures to bring us to this point. The principal goals of the Forward Lawrence project do include to listen to the residents, businesses, and organizations within our community as they describe the future they want for their home, to bring community champions together and build stronger bonds between them as we coordinate, collaborate, and discuss how we can better fulfill the community's vision of itself. 3, to work with a national site location consultant to better understand how our community creates value and who best benefits from the value that we create. And 4, to evaluate and eventually implement the site's consultant's recommendations, which should make the community even more attractive to our current and future businesses, residents, and institutions alike. This is an important statement. We are not striving to create a pretty report that sits on a shelf. Rather, we are seeking to ask local stakeholders, what kind of community do you want? And respond with a plan of action to help move our communities towards that goal. The recommendations from the report will be key to helping build the community groups and leaders, identify areas of commonality whereby we can build stronger strategic alliances and create the new opportunities for current and future residents of Lawrence County. A very special thanks to our project partners and leadership team found on page 5 of your handout. Community and economic development is rarely accomplished by a single person or a single group in a vacuum. We all have an important part to play, and none of us can be successful without having everyone on the team. We are currently seeking community input in 2 key ways. First, we have launched our public website at www.forwardlawrence.com. This website will continue to be built out as time allows, but for now, there is a Lawrence County Business Climate Survey that you are encouraged to complete. The survey will remain open for your input until June 17th, 2021 at 5 p.m. Secondly, the steering committee identified on page 5 has identified around 120 community champions who have received an invitation to participate in more in-depth focus group conversations with our chosen consultant, Mr. Jay Garner. The steering committee evaluated several vendors and ultimately decided on Garner Economics, LLC, led by Mr. Jay Garner. Mr. Garner is a well-known site location consultant, highly respected in this field. Mr. Garner is the current chair of the Site Selection Guild, an association of approximately 100 of the top site selection professionals all of whom specialize in assisting Fortune 3000 type companies to evaluate communities for business expansion opportunities. Mr. Garner has worked as a local economic development professional, running programs in Mobile, Alabama, Chattanooga, Tennessee, and Asheville, North Carolina, before becoming a site consultant approximately 17 years ago. Mr. Garner's work has led to the creation of more than 5,000 jobs and more than $3 billion in capital investment. Some of the direct outcomes from Mr. Garner's work will center on identifying ways to improve our community's competitiveness, identify our true value proposition, and assist us in creating meaningful messages to target industries and consultants, and help us gather, understand, and better present our relevant information to our target industries. While we expect to create one countywide economic development plan, we do want to create different community development plans representative of the different areas of Lawrence County identified on page 9 of your handout. It is important to realize Lawrence County is a diverse community and that our different areas have different hopes, wishes, goals, desires, resources, and aspirations for themselves. Thereby, a one-size-fits-all approach to community development will not work. We are on track to receive the final report from Garner Economics on or about October 30th of 2021, and we expect to have a formal presentation by him shortly thereafter. What we're trying to do is nothing new. It's been around for 1,000 years. You can even find it in the Old Testament. In Proverbs chapter 29, verse 18 is cited in the King James Version, where there is no vision, the people perish. Thank you again for everyone who came out today. It makes my heart warm. With that, I surrender the podium to our wonderful and magnificent County Commissioner, Miss Loretta Spillvogel.
Okay, well, that's warming up a crowd, right? Oh my gosh. Well, he has to do that because, you know, it'll be our longstanding joke that we have. He took me at economic development, myself and several others, along with Linda. We went to Pittsburgh as an introduction to the Governor's Action Team and the Pittsburgh Regional Alliance. And I am a practicing Catholic. So of course, the day that we went down was Good Friday, and we went to Fogo de Chao, which, if any of you know, is a culinary delight that is filled with every essence of a meat product that you could possibly have. So Linda, where's she at? Linda, we had a lot of salad and bread. So he owes me, but
Biggest salad bar in the city, ma'am.
that's it. So, but it was an adventure and continues to be. I also want to thank everybody for attending today. It's a great audience looking out there. And I have to thank Daryl Audia for saying, with my little bit of nervousness, he said, well, if you're doing the work that you're supposed to be doing, then there should be, you're doing service for someone, then you should not be nervous. And I feel that now. So thank you very much. Thank you for attending today. Those of you that are not familiar with my background, lifetime resident of Lawrence County. I was born and raised in the city of Newcastle, currently reside in Hickory Township for the last 30 years, and for a time lived in Elwood City. My life's work before becoming county commissioner, a little less than 2 years ago. I'm a retired police officer. I worked for the city of Newcastle close to 25 years before I retired as a lieutenant, most of that time in the juvenile bureau. I am also the mother of 3 adult children and 3 tiny grandchildren that are near and dear to my heart. One of the reasons that I chose to enter the political arena was to do more for the families of Lawrence County. That was my specialty. That's where my passion was at. After working as long as I did and seeing families in distress, I'm having to remove children from their homes. Even bad homes, children love their parents. They do. They don't realize it's different. So it's never an easy task to do that. Physical abuse, sexual assaults, drug abuse, the list goes on and on. I wanted to contribute by making Lawrence County a safe, healthy, thriving place to live and raise a family. Therefore, my strong suit in the commissioner's office, in the scheme of county government, is in the human service arena. Mental health support services, children and families, drug and alcohol programming, veterans outreach, and addressing the needs of our elderly population. Economic development, not my strong suit. I readily say that. And I say it and I acknowledge it because there's always room for that growth. And I say that because prior to being a county commissioner, I tried to do as much research as I could on what the job entailed and thought I did quite well until I got into office and then realized that it was this, not this. And this is what I had. So this is where I had to get to. What I knew about economic development was the fact that, you know, in my mind and maybe other people's minds, that nothing was happening here, that we were stuck in that Rust Belt age and not moving forward. And no matter how we tried, we weren't getting any further. I wasn't seeing much happening, but then I thought, you know what, maybe I wasn't actually looking either because I see things differently now. I do. You know, that being said, we don't get to pick and choose what we choose to get involved with at the county level. We have to be involved in everything because we are responsible for so many different things. So, you know, since the county allocates tax dollars to the corporation, I felt it necessary to educate myself in any way that I could into the economic development arena. So along those lines came Forward Lawrence, and it became the perfect opportunity for me to get involved at the ground level, at the ground floor. Doing that, I found myself involved in the steering committee, a member of the steering committee, the marketing subcommittee, executive committee, part of a focus group. And Kim, I don't know how many other committees there are, but you know, you rely on each other as you're going through these phases. And I know that I was confused about something, but I wasn't going to send that email, but Kim gladly did and said, I thought this meeting was canceled. Is this the same meeting? Should we be at that meeting? No, it's not for you. It's okay. But it's good to know that you have those people to rely on, and not everybody knows everything, but together we can come up with some good solutions. I have to tell you, I said I would never do another survey. I refuse to kill more trees because as maybe Eric said, or Alex, we have stacks of surveys and reports and plans and, you know, pilot programs. You know, I said I would never do one, but I have. I said I would never participate in a panel or focus group, but I did, and will participate in the focus group. Full disclosure, I didn't come willingly. No, I have to admit that. Anybody that knows me knows that I'm very vocal about most things. The first Zoom meeting we had, and it's very difficult, Eric, and I have to say, you know, kudos to you for keeping us all in line and getting the meetings moving forward. When we had the meetings, that, you know, discussing our identity and the painstaking time to get to where we're at today. But guess what? Well worth it, every bit of it, every step of the way. The one thing, I sat through the meeting probably 45 minutes, and they never went over an hour. So, which was, you know, if they did, it was just by accident, but harnessing everybody and all that energy together through a Zoom meeting is sometimes not easy. But the one thing that I did finally say after our first meeting, when we were discussing the identity of Lawrence County, what are we? Those of you that were in that meeting, it was the make and model of what you thought Lawrence County was, the make and model of the vehicle. And there were, you know, different ones, and old and rusty or sporty, or, you know, a Ford, an Edsel, whatever it may or may not be. And I finally, I raised my hand and I said, you know what? I don't see that it matters what vehicle it is at all. The bottom line is that we're stuck in neutral and we're not moving and our tires are spinning. And that's what I see. And that's where I'm at. So after I exhaled that, I felt much better because I felt that at least there was a way that I could make my thoughts known, and not wanting to be a Debbie Downer, but I just felt that I had to say that and get that out there, being involved in the community for as long as I have, and seeing us being stagnant and not moving forward. But I did. And as I said before, each meeting, it moved the process further, discussing colors on just, you know, how the banner was going to be. The branding of things is so very, very important. And I see it now, and I see it on the shirts, and it looks so darn good. Mr. Blundo in the back painstakingly just guided us. Okay, we'll put this together. We'll try that. We'll do this. We'll do that. the website up and running. Kudos to everybody that participated in doing that. I'm glad that I'm involved as much as I am, because it is certainly opening up my eyes, and it's answering a lot of the questions that I had that I didn't realize would come from participating in this process. Who are we as an identity? Why do we have when you think of Lawrence County, you think of so many different things, and each agency has something, and there's a mission statement and a vision statement, and where we just seem confused sometimes, that we don't know our path and we don't know our way. My hope is that moving forward, that everybody feels that energy, because I'm excited. In spite of myself, I found that I truly am enjoying this process and being able to participate and being there, and together, people in the room, people on the committees, everybody working together to come to that common goal. It's speaking in one voice and sending out that unified message. And I think that that's where we're at for today. And I truly feel that we're getting there and we're continuing to move forward. And I'm glad personally that I've been on the ground floor and seeing it take off. That's how we create the opportunity for our residents, for your family, your families, and for mine. So thank you, everybody. Mayor of the City of Newcastle, Chris Fry.
I'm thrilled to be here today, and I'm thankful to Alex McCoy, Lyndon Nitch, the Chamber of Commerce, the Board of Directors, and everybody involved in Forward Lawrence up to this point. Eric Carmesy for leading the steering committee. It's been a pleasure to be a part of that and to really share in the creative thinking and the opportunity to share my thoughts. I'm one of many municipalities in Lawrence County. So my goal in the steering committee is to support Newcastle, the city of Newcastle. But in addition to supporting Newcastle, I know it's just not one community that makes up our county. I know the importance of collaborating and working together with everybody to truly move our county forward. And this initiative is doing that. And I really appreciate the opportunity to be a part of it. I do have to say before I go on into my prepared notes is that unfortunately on the banner you see behind me, the city of Newcastle is not represented on that banner. So my call to action today is that our city council and our representatives see the importance of contributing to Forward Lawrence and the momentum here. You will see in the cameras and in the pictures of how many people are here today, people that are devoted and that care deeply about our city moving forward. A lot of you have your ears and your jobs to the ground and understand what's going on in the market and in our region. And it's important that the city of Newcastle, not just myself as mayor or the staff that are here representing the city, that we also contribute and do our part. But I was asked today to come and talk about why I'm excited. So I don't want to be a downer either. And I want to smile and be here, enjoy and let us laugh and enjoy one another. So I was asked to share why I'm excited about Forward Lawrence. And I'm excited for many reasons. Forward Lawrence is innovative. It brings something new to our community. It brings some innovative thinking and innovative opportunities for us to sit down, share our ideas, run them through the mill, scream at each other, get frustrated, but also celebrate successes that come out of it. It addresses economic development in an inclusive, strategic, and very competitive way. I spend a lot of time researching and looking at case studies of different communities in different regions. I follow Pittsburgh Regional Alliance and Mark Anthony Thomas, who does a very good job promoting the Pittsburgh region. We are aligning ourselves with that through Forward Lawrence. Forward Lawrence breeds economic opportunity. I think it all starts here, right? This isn't new, as Alex said. Thousands of years, we have to have a vision. It's our job as professionals to take those pages off the shelf, those studies off the shelf, blow off the dust and do our work to align it all and put it all together. So opportunity within our agencies, within our families, within our organizations come to pass. It encompasses a community development opportunity and reform that I think Newcastle truly needs. I think Newcastle needs something like Forward Lawrence to really move us forward from a community standpoint, as much as just like an economic development standpoint. The list goes on. My excitement here today is because of these things that Forward Lawrence brings to our community. So I'm hopeful and I'm eager to see Forward Lawrence move forward. I know we're all glad that 2020 is behind us. Last year, we saw extraordinary extraordinary levels of cooperation, collaboration, and support for one another like we've never seen before. Last year was a hard time for us all. We support each other's businesses, our families, and those most affected by COVID in a very swift, professional manner. I stand here today, I've heard it numerous times from the state, from funders, from research teams across the country that have called my office, and I'm sure called some of your offices as well, to say how well Newcastle and Lawrence County did in addressing COVID, and also the social justice issues that plagued our nation last year as well. We all stood firm in our beliefs and our morals and our values, and we supported one another through those trying times. Forward Lawrence will position Lawrence County for what's next in business development, business and economic development. It's what I believe we've all envisioned for a very long time. It's that one thing that we all can get behind on a county level. And Alex McCoy, had the honor of being a part of the Leadership Lawrence County, which is another initiative sponsored by the Lawrence County Chamber of Commerce. This is another opportunity where Fort Lawrence is focused on economic development. Leadership Lawrence County is raising up the next level of leadership in our community. So we all envisioned this for many years, and it's starting to take shape now. Forward Lawrence will bring us into a new era of innovative thinking, planning, and business development. I believe that we're part of the bigger picture, like I said, the region. In Jay Garner's book, Economic Development for Amateurs, one of his chapters are titled, Market Regionally, Sell Locally. Lawrence County is positioning ourselves to do just that. Really just to bring home opportunities for our community to grow, for local investment, for investment that we can all see come to pass, that we can partner with, we can grow out of for Lawrence's initiative, and we can bring other, I know for Newcastle, it's our Blueprint Communities group, other opportunities to attract businesses and folks to our community. Forward Lawrence is something that everybody can get behind, the municipalities, school districts, individuals, because there's something in it for all of us. Right now, we're at the beginning of something big, but I think as it rolls out, I know there's going to be community conversations that happen. There's going to be videos and marketing opportunities that go out. I think we all should get behind it. No matter the position that you're in economically, no matter the color of your skin, what job you hold, I think it has something for everybody. A youth, our seniors, has something for everybody to take part of. So I don't just stand here and support Forward Lawrence just because I was involved in Leadership Lawrence County or Alex's Southern Charm enticed me to be a part of it, which he's really good at, by the way. Fogo de Chao was an invitation to us as well, and numerous other opportunities to sit down and chat and listen to Alex Verdeloff, amazing quotes of stuff I have no clue what they are. But I'm supporting support of Forward Lawrence because of the possibilities within Forward Lawrence. I've seen what it has created thus far, and I'm excited about it. It's brought many people together, many organizations together. It's reached out. Gartner Economics is probably one of the leading site selectors in our country. We have an opportunity here that we need to capitalize on, and we need to make sure that this plan, this study, and this opportunity comes to fruition. And I believe now's the time to do that. So I'm excited. I hope you're excited. And I hope Forward Lawrence is something that you all and those folks that you're connected with can get behind. Thank you. Following me, let's welcome Mr. Charlie Mansell to the podium.
Personally, I never found Alex to be that charming. I'm here today representing the Mama Hoyt Foundation. And if I may take 2 or 3 minutes of your time to give you a little bit of history. The Hoyt Foundation was created in the mid-60s with a $50,000 donation from Alex Crawford Hoyt. In those days, and John can confirm this, in those days, the Internal Revenue Code permitted a lot of fringe benefits that were not taxable. And at the time, it was created to provide scholarships for First National Bank of Lawrence County at Newcastle employees. Of course, that code changed and we couldn't do that anymore. And in the meantime, May Emmahoit gave us $10 million, which obviously put us a little different perspective. And the Hoyt family had some coal rights and oil and gas rights in West Virginia. And they gave half of those to the foundation, the other half to the Institute for the Arts. And also a result of somebody else's investment strategy, we're now worth a little bit in excess of $30 million. In the old days, basically, we responded to requests. 10 or 15 years ago, it occurred to us that we had to be a little bit proactive, and the speakers today are now calling that having a vision. I agree. And if you'll look at our website, you'll see that we deal with the quality of life in Lawrence County, health, employment, education. And just to brag a little bit, not about myself, but about board of directors of the foundation, if you go through UPMC Jameson, which used to be Jameson, you'll see the Hoyt name in various places. Within the last 6 months, we gave UPMC $200,000 for the purpose of enhancing the care of Lawrence County residents. This would cover care that otherwise would not be covered by Medicare or Medicaid or insurance. In other words, it would be unavailable without this grant. There are a few of you, a couple sitting back there, commissioners who know about Judge Motto's drug program. To graduate from his drug program, you have to pass a drug test every week for 2 years. When that's accomplished, you become a graduate. And we help finance this program. And we're proud of that because the way we look at it, he didn't just save 40 lives. You take a look at the periphery with family and employers and the police, you can see that that has a much bigger effect. Turning to employment, we're proud that we funded Josh Lamacusa and his Jail to Jobs program. Listen to these data. He has employed 500 ex-cons. 15 went back to jail. That's unbelievable, folks. So you got 485 people who are no longer in jail and for the most part are contributing members of the society. And again, how does that spread out amongst spouses and children and so forth? And the jail that the commissioners don't have to pay for anymore. So we're proud of that. Education, we give away $250,000 every year to scholarships for Lawrence County students. Just last week, I think a week ago today, we established a relationship with West Central Job Partnership. And I'm excited about that. Everybody was excited about that. Judge Motto was there. Josh Lamacusa was there. I really like the name partnership because I think that's what it's going to turn out to be. And you can tell that we're excited about that. We're excited about the future in this particular program because we sense a new culture coming from the emerging leadership in the county. That starts with the commissioners. We have the mayor of Newcastle here. I'm going to leave some people out. The regional chamber, the Economic Development Corporation, all those groups and all these people that work in those groups and all these people sitting here today. Obviously, there's enthusiasm for this. Obviously, the culture now is to work together to make it work. And we're excited about that. And we intend to be a partner in this whole program. We recognize that the remaining challenges are overwhelming. We recognize we've only scratched the surface, but for all the foregoing reasons, we're excited that we actually can make it happen this time around. And the May Emmahoit Foundation wants to be part of that. Thank you.
Well, thank you to all our presenters today. And I got to confess, Alex tried that Southern charm on me too at one point when he and Linda called asking me to serve on this steering committee. And my initial reaction was a whole bunch of excuses. Okay. 101 reasons to say no. Is there a book? Is there a book with that title? If not, I could probably author it just based on that discussion that morning that you guys called. But as that conversation progressed, it became very, very difficult to say no. How do you say no to helping the community that's been so good to you? How do you say no to playing a small part in enacting positive change? We've heard about Forward Lawrence today. It's more than just a program. It's more than just a study. This is an opportunity. So I challenge you, as I've challenged myself, to consider, will you be a part of it? How will you get involved? What contributions are you willing to lend? Your time, your expertise, your influence. Forward Lawrence, to be successful, make no mistake about this. If this is going to be a success, it's going to require continued and evolving leadership. This isn't a one or done from all four corners of the county. So for those of you who've helped us so far, thank you. Thank you for your contributions. We hope that you'll continue. And for those just learning about it, we hope we've piqued your interest today, and we hope you'll join us. This is only the beginning. As cliche as it may sound, let's author a different story. Let's not look at the 101 excuses and reasons to say no. Let's find a reason to say yes. Let's take advantage of the opportunity. How can you start? As Alex mentioned earlier, you can start by visiting us on the web, www.forwardlawrence.com. The URL is printed in your packet. Mr. Blundo and his team at Spark Designs have made it incredibly easy for those of you who are technologically challenged as I am. It's a bright green hyperlink right from the homepage. Go ahead and take that survey as a first start. So once again, we'd like to thank all of our presenters, all of you in attendance here today, all of our volunteers and sponsors for your continued efforts. Enjoy the rest of your day, folks. Thank you.